Hi, this is Sherry. How are you? I'm coming at you from my patio. It's a beautiful early fall day, late summer day, I guess, in California. Got people rowing on the lake. Not too many people though, right? For a Saturday? Interesting. But I'm really busy. I've got some things to do, so I didn't have time to go. It just wasn't the day to go up to the mountains, which is, of course, where I always want to go. But it was really foggy today. It was just a really good day for introspection. I don't know if you guys took advantage of that wherever you were, but it was a really good day for me to do that. And I told you guys I was going to get a new deck, and I went down to Lady of the Lake in Temecula, where I used to live. And sorry, I'm trying not to be indecent here. And I'm wearing my mother's pearls. I just felt like channeling my mom today, or bringing her, not just channeling her, but I guess maybe I am, but bringing her in with me. I'm wearing her pearl earrings and her pearls. She wore these always. I remember that when I was little. So one thing I do have of my mother's. And so in case you're wondering, I felt like being kind of, I don't know. I'm a little bit of a contradiction, right, with my jean jacket and my little satin dress. But anyway, I got somewhere to go. So introspection day today, and I got a deck, and I went down there to Lady of the Lake, and I saw, it's always hard for me to choose. You know, I went there to get one particular deck, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And everybody's talking to me about tarot. I think I'm going to have, I don't know. You know, I didn't know if I was supposed to do tarot because everybody keeps sending me messages and asking me questions about tarot. I know a little bit about tarot, but it's not really my thing. I'm trying to figure out where to put my feet. Here, I need something to hold my rest my feet on. I'm so little, right? Okay. And I need a selfie stick. My arm's sore. Tarot. They will call me or they will email me and they'll give me a reading and say, what do you think of this? You know, what do you get? And the thing with tarot is, and maybe I should get a little bit more into it. I always shied away from it, and I know that Spirit's constantly asking us to move forward, so that might be what it is that I'm supposed to be, you know, doing a little bit more on. But tarot is more about predicting the future, which I know a lot of people want that, right? Ooh, I'm watching a huge totem right now in the wind. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's on that see that? She's on that palm tree. She's rocking a palm. She's like, that's amazing. Okay, first of all, the barn swallows, harbingers of hope, are like swimming around everywhere up in the sky. But this spider, that's a big one. I mean, if we got close enough to see, that's a big spider. And she's spun her web on the very tippy top of that palm tree that's whipping in the wind. So she's got this, you know, spider talks about creativity, right? And taking a risk. And dang, man, she's on the tippy top. So she's getting wind whipped, but she's going to get some good stuff that goes flying around in the air, right? I think that's really neat. That's an interesting message to me. So it's about taking a risk if you want to create something new. I like that. Okay, tarot. So tarot is more about predicting the future, and oracle cards, which is what I use, they're more about spirituality. They're more about teaching and more about being in touch with your higher self and ascension and growth, and that's more what I am, right? I work with the angels, and I work with the animal messengers, and so oracle cards are they more lend themselves to that, whereas the tarot is kind of like a fixed set of things. Spirituality is like whatever it is, it comes. I mean, you can use both, and I think maybe I'm going to have both so that I can use both. But all the decks that I was looking at, and I was looking at them because I was looking for pictures. I like to read pictures. That's what I do. That's my thing. And so I'm always looking for something that has a lot of depth and a lot of detail. And there is a deck. It's a tarot card deck. And it's got all animal pictures, but there's a lot of detail. I might end up getting that in the end. But this one I got, my friend there, he works there, and he's like, here, bring this. And he always brings me stuff, and he seems to be able to read me pretty good. So he showed me the deck, and it's called The Messenger Oracle. And it's by Raveen Filan. That's the name. And I looked at it and I thought, no, I've got enough animal totems, you know, I know, but it's not. It's super cool. So we're going to do our reading with these messengers, and there's messages that they are going to give us. Look at me. I've got my lions all around me. The Queen of Wands has got her lions supporting her. Okay, so first of all, what comes to me is the kitsune. When I look at a fox or a red-headed animal, I think of the kitsune. And the kitsune is that's your protector, right? This is a protector or someone that's going to come to you, that's going to be a teacher, or it's going to keep you safe. It's Japanese for fox. So the kitsune is one of your guardians. So the message is observe in silence. So what comes to me is sometimes when we get information, and I can say that this with great certainty, when we get information, especially me, I have a lot of information coming to me spiritually, and we want to share it. I always want to share because my name is Sherri. That's why I was named that, because I'm meant to share. Your name means something, you know. You grow into your name, but your name is chosen for a reason. Look up the meaning of your name and you'll understand. Even as far as the letters and how many letters, like the numbers in there, everything. So I want to share because this is my path, and when I get messages, like dreams, I had some things that I wanted to share so bad, and yet what they're saying right now is they want you to observe now. They want you to be the observer. Oh, I've got to tell you what my twin said to me. He said to me in my dream space, he says, that's why I don't know what was going on. There was probably some drama that he was watching me being involved in or something, or having around me. I probably had, because I don't like to get involved in drama at all, but there might have been drama around me, and he said that's why I like to observe. It keeps me from getting in trouble. And that's what the kitsune is telling us right now. This is not the time to be the life of the party, nor to step forward, nor to be the teacher. They're asking you to be cautious right now. So when the fox comes up, the fox totem, you think of the fox. I love looking at this fox anyway. Look at the colors going into fall, right? So that's kind of what we're going into right now. The leaves are starting to change. And the fox talk, first thing that comes to me is cunning, okay? Because the messages that come with the fox are cunning, seeing through deception, definitely asking for you to be discerning. That's why they're saying observe. They're trying to find, the fox helps you try and find your way around tricky situations. They're associated with nocturnal activities and dream work. That's why my twin comes to me probably as the fox. I think of my twin as Robin Hood, and I always think of the Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood, as the fox, right? And that's him. And that is an observer who is sneaky and trickster, and I don't mean sneaky as in a bad way. I mean sharp. I mean smart. They're quick, they're alert, they respond quickly. There's all kinds of things about the fox. The fox is known for being sneaky. They can sneak in and out without being caught. And because of that, they get the name of the trickster. So it may need that you need to pay attention to people or there's circumstances in your life that might be deceiving you into going down a path that's not for your highest good. I got a lot of this when I got this deck. Before I bought it, I played with it. I always like to play with the decks and see what comes forward. And man, it knocked my socks off. And remember, we got the message about what was it? Probably the day before I went there, the message to Dream On talked about, and I spoke about it, and I said how we were going to be challenged to the very core, and we were going to have to defend our position right down to the end, and we were going to have arrows coming at us, and there were going to be people that didn't agree with our choices, and we were going to have to defend our position, right? Well, I walk into Lady of the Lake looking for the specific deck, and my friend who works there, he's a pagan. And I wanted to talk about that too, because I said to you guys, well, I'm a pagan, and I thought to myself, because you got to look up what the word pagan means. Do you know what the word pagan means? It's basically just having religious beliefs different than others. But the thing is, I'm not religious. So I thought, I shouldn't say that. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, and I absolutely work with angels, right? But before, when I went in there, I mean, he's a friend, he's a nice guy, you know, but he's definitely pagan, and he's Wiccan, and as he's standing in front of me, now my twin is the Black Panther and the Silver Wolf, okay? The false twin is also a wolf, but he's a Leo. The lion has been around me everywhere, all around me, and it was throwing me off. I don't know why it was throwing me off, because I came in with the lion people, but it was, because one is the panther, one is the lion, and the lion kept appearing, and also the false twin kept showing up in my dreams. But then I kept hearing in my head, yes, they're trying to trick you. You know the path you're on. You know the path you're on. You know who this is. And I know where my heart is. But I kept thinking, why is this coming? So this is all coming for you guys too, because there's the possibility of people trying to lead you down the wrong path, okay? And it's the universe testing you. We're testing your resolve. Remember I said we were going to ask ourselves, why is this happening? I know where I want to go. I know what my heart is saying. I know what my intuition is saying. I know what my animals are saying. I know what my spirit guides are saying. Why am I being tested this way? Because it's about testing our resolve to the universe, to show the universe that yes, this is where I am. This is what I want. I know, I'm clear. It's also about building our strength, right? Because we're going to have to deal with challenges coming at us. So, but when I walked in there, I was such an excited, happy mood. And I haven't seen James in a long time. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And Bliss, one of the guys there, his name is Bliss. Literally, his name is Bliss. I mean, how can you not go through life charmed with your name being Bliss? That's his last name, but he literally goes by the name Bliss. I would too. That's what I want, Bliss. So I go in there and I'm all excited and I'm happy and I think I'm going to go get this specific deck. Now think about that. I'm thinking I'm going for something else. I go in there and I look at James at the counter and he's wearing a shirt with lion on the front. And I said, God, why is he just in my face? And then to the right of that was a black wolf. And I'm like, okay, the lion, the guy with the lion, he is a black wolf. My twin's a silver wolf. And I said, why am I seeing a Leo everywhere? And the guy next to me says, I'm a Leo too. And I'm like, dang. And then he throws his arm down and he's got a lion on one arm and on the other arm he's got a mermaid. And I am the mermaid. And it just spun me. I was just like, what is the universe trying to tell me? And the first message I got was pay attention to the signs. And everything, and you know what it was, is because I allowed it to get into my head and it fucked my head up. It really did. They watched me. I mean, they were working me. And it was interesting because it was absolutely the biggest test. It was the biggest test, and I was fighting it. I was saying, no, I know who my twin is, and they're saying, look, and I would pick up a card, and it would say, don't fear the unknown, and then it would say, let go of the past, and then it would say, and I'm like, what is going on? And the more I panicked, I mean, the more I listened to that and got it into my head, the more I started to panic, and I was breathing strong. And so this is how easily we can be thrown off of our path by following someone who calls themselves a light worker, calls themselves a spiritual person. Be very cautious of the messengers and whoever's leading you down your path. You know, I was worried we weren't going to have enough time. We were going to run out of time because these messages are really short. God, I should never think that. I always have way too much to say. So this is about, like, remember, I've talked to you guys about this before. Be very, very careful about where the information is coming from and make sure that they're coming from the light and they're aligning with what your soul is saying. So as James is talking to me, I said, my twin's a panther and he's a silver wolf. And he says, the Leo's showing up everywhere. And I said, yeah, well, the Leo's showing up in my dreams too, but I'm not inviting him there. And it was, you know, we're on the tail end of Mercury retrograde. That's the shadow, right? And that is the shadow. And I'm kicking him out. And he's saying, you need to pay attention to the signs. Sometimes we don't like to see what's in front of us. And I'm just like, my heart's going, I know what my heart's saying. I know what my heart's saying. So finally I said, can I use the restroom? I need to wash my hands. Which, as I was walking, I thought, I got to wash my hands of this. And I went into the bathroom and I literally soaked up my hands and I washed my hands. My hands are what I work with. I have healing hands. I work with them. And the energy comes in to my hands. I feel it there, right? So I stood in the mirror and I looked at myself in the mirror and I called my twin in. And right then, the incense, but if you guys are wondering, no, I don't have ghosts flying around. I've got Nag Chamba. Actually, I don't. I have Insight Gallery, my incense from Sedona right now. But I looked in the mirror and I called in my twin. I said, I need you right now. I need you to show up because I don't know what's going on. And I said, they're coming at me like crazy. I said, I know what's going on. I need you to show yourself. I said, why are you not showing yourself? Why is the Leo coming in so strong? And I just washed my hands twice. I washed my hands twice and then I went outside and I took a breath and I said, I know what my soul knows. I know what my higher self says. I know who my twin is. I know where my heart is. And I don't care who comes against me. And I started to remember. I just spoke my own words. Yesterday, Spirit showed us, you may have to defend your position against everyone, down to the very end, and you're going to feel like you're under attack. And you're going to ask yourself, why is this happening? Well, that's exactly what was happening to me. So I was just like, dang, man, I don't need this right now. So when I started messing with the deck again, the first one that flew out was the Black Panther, and it said, nourish your soul. And I said, thank you, babe, for showing up. But I was allowed to be tested, right? And the thing is, it wasn't like my heart was being tested. I know where my heart is. It was just confusion that was trying to play with my monkey mind, which I needed to calm my mental brain down and listen to what my heart was saying. So the trickster comes forward, right? He can be your friend, but he can also be your trickster. And he came forward to say that you need to pay attention to circumstances that might be deceiving you or tricking you into going somewhere that doesn't serve you. You may need to be more discerning about relationships or friendships, business friendships, or choices that you make for yourself. Now, this has been coming up a lot for me. And I'm not certain who it is that I'm supposed to be careful of, but maybe that person. He's a nice guy, but there's a lot of Catholics that are very nice people, and there's a lot of Mormons that are very nice people, and there's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. They have a completely different belief system than me. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means we're not aligned. So I have to be more discerning about who I allow to choose decks for me. Now, this deck was a good, I ended up going and playing with all of them, and I sat down and I did like this because of the animal messengers. But that is what the fox is asking us to do right now. So take a look at this, because this is your kitsune. This is your helper. This is your friend. Now, don't you think it's funny that I have lions everywhere? I realized why the lion is everywhere around me. And the lion is right down there too. And I always thought it had to do with this guy that I thought was my twin, the false guy. Has nothing to do with him. I am the Queen of Wands. If you look up who the Queen of Wands in the tarot, that's who I am. The Queen of Wands has 2 lions on her chair, one on either side of her. I came in with the lion people. I am not aligned with a Leo. I'm aligned with a Pisces. I have the mermaid mark on my stomach, and I marked that myself years before I recognized or knew who my twin soul was. So the trickster comes to teach you. You're allowed to be tricked because it's about, whoa, lost my voice for a second. Well, that's a message too, because that's what they're asking us to do right now. Don't reveal yourself to others. Don't reveal your plans. If you've got something in the works, don't let anyone know. Instead, they want you to be silent. They want you to step back, and they want you to be still, like this one, blending in, right? Blending into the fall leaves. They want you to watch the people around you. Be very, very careful, and be very, very cautious, and be very, very aware of what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling. And they want you to trust in your instincts to allow them to guide you, which was what, when I called my twin in, I said, babe, I need you now. You need to step up and help me, because I don't understand what I'm hearing or what's going on. And the Black Panther came and said, nourish your soul. Pay attention to your soul. And my soul knows where I'm going. So I got totally back in line. And while I was there, I want to tell you guys, hold on. I'll bring out the next messenger, because this is funny too. Yesterday I went to pick sage, right, in the hills. I told you guys I was going to pick sage. There's my bundles of sage that I made up. Hand-picked them. Wrapped them myself. And I chose to get a crystal. Here, I'll let you look at that. While I was out picking the sage, I went to videotape it for you guys, and on the little sage plant was a ladybug, right? And then the ladybug talks about wishes fulfilled, and I was like, oh my God! And it's fall leaf, right? Now remember when the great wave comes, go to the mountain? Well, the great wave of emotion that hit me yesterday. Holy granola, did that hit me? That was a great wave that came against me. Now think about that. Remember when my grandson was in the water with me? We were swimming at the beach, and he was freaking out because of the big waves he was afraid they were going to pull him under, right? That's emotion. So I was hit with a big wave, but I was hit with an energetic wave. And look at this. That's energy and water. I see both here, right? Surrender to the flow. 44, the angels are with you. You were guided, protected, and loved. No reason for fear. Not only that, the ladybug totem is what comes out. And the ladybug totem talks about adaptability, awareness, communication, confidence, creativity, courage, intelligence, intuition, loyalty, power, protection. It says, the ladybug says to take care, pay attention, not the little things. Pay attention that the little things don't take over the larger picture, right? So that's what was going on. It talks about dissipating worries. Woo, light. Why did that happen? Why does that happen sometimes? Wow, that's a trip. So I got that message before I went to Lady of the Lake. I was out picking the sage. I think I got it off now. I had sage stains all over my hands. I went there and I did that first, and then I went to Lady of the Lake afterwards. So I'd already been given my messenger. So I should have had that in my head, and I knew that Ladybug meant wishes fulfilled. That's always the first thing, and that's the one that people want to remember, right? But what didn't pop up was awareness. Be careful of the little things. Don't allow the little things to blow the big the little details to throw you off of the bigger picture. And see, with me, I am all about details. I'm really, really detail conscious. So I pay attention to every little thing. So for me, tests, if I have tests, think about that. If I have tests to take, the answer is very simple, but I overthink it. And so I said to James, when I came back out, I said, I know who my twin is. And he goes, why did you let it throw you off? And I said, he goes, you're thinking too much. I said, I know, I overthink everything. It's terrible. I'm an overanalyzer. And he goes, I know. And I said, sometimes the simple truth is what it is. Don't look so deep. You will literally lose the big picture if you're looking too like a little magnifying glass at every little thing. Sometimes you have to pay attention to detail. And when you do need to do that, Spirit will let you know that. But the Ladybug already told me, and I just didn't remember that message from Ladybug. So that's for you guys to know. It's about awareness, okay? And it's about all the messages that I just gave you is Ladybug. But it also is a good message because it talks about wishes being fulfilled. So this is emotions. This is positive. This is harvest. This golden leaf, right? It talks about new happiness that comes, and it also tells you don't go chasing after it. Just allow it to flow. Surrender to the flow, right? Allow it to come at the pace that it's meant to come. You can just, like the first card said, sit back and be the observer. Sit back and be the observer. Just watch and see how things go. And remember, and what I did wrong, I'm going to plug my phone in. What I did wrong, and I'm going to tell you guys this because I should have known myself. And I was just so bombarded with the Leo. He was in my dream. And I kept saying, stay away from me, but Mercury's playing with me at the end, and it's definitely about testing your resolve. And it's about karmically closing doors. And as a twin soul, it was very, very important that this karmic door be nailed shut, right? And I shouldn't have panicked, because I just didn't know what he kept coming back for. But, what was I saying? Oh, the details. And so I'm all, no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying something else. Surrendering to the flow. So, and being an observer. So, that just kind of allow yourself to float along. And sometimes for me, when I get thrown off like that, when I don't understand something, what I'm meant to do is step back, wait. It's even like when I have a dream. My dreams are so intense. My dreams are lucid, and they are prophetic, and they are gnarly. But sometimes they'll throw me for a loop, and I'm sitting there trying to rack my brain. I used to drive myself crazy. I used to not sleep. Like me last night, I was up trying to figure this out about something else, and then I realized, don't struggle. You don't have to struggle. You're supposed to go with the flow. And if you don't understand it now, you're going to let Spirit bring it to you because they'll clear it up. They brought me the Ladybug. And they told me, pay attention, right? They told me. It's about balance. It's about awareness. Pay attention not to get swept along in the current. Float along on this little leaf and allow things to just kind of unfold in front of you. Right? Because we can choose to steer our ship. And that Ladybug could stick a leg down in the water and kind of kick it and, make it go to a certain time, certain side but it's not, is it? It's just sitting right in the middle of the leaf, and it's just going to kind of go with the flow. Because sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to let go. And sometimes the need to control can get us spun into this whirlpool of emotion, which is what happened to me. I felt like, oh my God, I've got to take care of this. This isn't right. You can't be coming in. And it was stupid because it wasn't for me to take care of. I didn't have to take care of it. I didn't have to do anything. And so what I did, as I'm talking to myself, and I was as I was looking at the cards, I was talking out loud, and I said to James, sorry, I talk out loud. And he goes, well, generally people do talk out loud. And I said, no, I talk out loud. Like I speak, when I'm talking to my spirit guides or when I'm talking to my higher self, I speak out loud because I need to hear myself. That's how I get my own messages. I hear myself talk and I think, oh my God, I'll listen back to my readings. And like today, a reading came up from, gosh, when was it? It was a long time ago. And it came up, I can't remember why it came up. But I listened to myself, and every single thing that I said was happening right now. And I thought, oh my God. I mean, Spirit guided me to that. Every single thing that was happening. So I have to listen to myself out loud, and I get my messages. So if you don't let go when you don't understand something, you can get yourself stuck in this whirlpool like I did, and panic, and my heart rate started spinning. I started getting myself all worked up over nothing. It was nothing. It's like, dude, you know where you're going. Your path is so clear. You know where you're going. You know where your heart is. You know who your twin is. That's my twin right there. That's my Lil. Okay, you want to go in, baby girl? Go in. She's getting better. I still have to feed her, but she's getting better. Thank you guys all for your love and prayers. That really helps me. Helps me calm down, because I get, see, and I have to know that too. It's like my daughter, she's got a sick lizard right now, and she's freaking out about it. And I said, don't freak out about it. It's going to be fine. Hold on, I just lost something. And I said, just see your lizard. It's actually a chameleon. I said, see your chameleon healthy? And she says, I can't get it to the vet. And I said, I couldn't get Lily to the vet either, and I had to do it myself homeopathically, and she's doing better than what the vet did, and that cost me $1,000. So anyway, you'll get yourself in a tizzy, right? You'll get yourself in a tizzy. So I said, pour unconditional love. Ask the Father to pour unconditional love inside of you, telling my daughter this, and just fill you up. And so that's what I asked for too. Fill me with unconditional love. Just fill me. And I started feeling it in all of my chakras, and I calmed down, and I started laughing. And then James laughed at me too. And it was funny because he was really pushing me. And I said to the guy next to me, you were just pushing my buttons. And I smacked him. And he's like, dang, she's a hitter. And I'm like, yep. You guys were, I said, why were you doing that? And then I looked at them both, and I said, I know why they were doing that, because it was my test. It was my test. How was I going to do? And that was one of the messages that we got from Spirit. How are you going to do on your test? Because there's a test coming. Well, there was mine again. And so surrender to the flow. We don't have to control everything, right? We may not know the direction that we're going, but we may not need to know the direction. We can move in the direction that we think Spirit is guiding us to, but we need to loosen the grip, right? Surrender to the flow. And trust that we're going to find ourselves where we're meant to be. That's what Ladybug's saying. So the next one, this one's really cool. Aren't these cards beautiful? Love that you are different. This comes up a lot, and now think about it, because of the fact of the kind of belief system that I have, right? Very different than my family. I know my twins is different than his family. A lot of us are, right? As I listed off all those people, they're very different than us. I'm not pagan. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And it's okay, and it's very cool to be different. Look at this. This is a rabbit. The first thing of rabbit is creativity, fertility, forward movement, but also timidity. But then you see dragonfly wings. Dragonflies see past the illusion. See past the illusion. Things are not necessarily as they appear. Deception, right? Which is what the trickster brought out too. So she's this rabbit, this forward moving creative, very fertile, because right now we're definitely in the fertile time, because remember September is at the 28th, the 23rd. Oh my gosh, it's going to be happening super soon. When the planets line up, the planetary lineup where the woman is giving birth, there's so much about giving birth, because the twins are coming together, and there's a birth, there's a new beginning that's coming. There's big new beginnings for people coming. September, October, November, and a dragonfly just flew by right then when I saw it. I mean, right when I said that. So dragonfly wings, see past the illusion. Skim over your emotional waters, and keep a balance between, it's a balance between the air and the water. So keep a balance between your mental state and your emotional state, you know, your spiritual mind. And then down here we see, it's like a lizard tail, right? Like I'm talking about my daughter's lizard. It's, so that's reptilian, which is, healing. It's also, the reptilian is very, interesting, because my twin's part Anunnaki. And reptilian energy, people are usually afraid of reptilian energy, but it's not something to fear. Reptilian energy is very powerful. It's it can clear negative energy. It's about transformation. Why can't I? Oh, that's so funny. But people think reptilian they're the ones that you want to get rid of, right? But spirituality, reptilian spirituality is different, right? And we see on the end of this, it's got a lion's tail. And look at the lion's mane. So look at my lion around me. That's courage. That's protection. And then you see the mushroom here in the forest, which is when there's things that get too emotional, mushrooms grow. So be careful to not let your emotions get out of control. This is also fall time. This is also blending in. Look at the leaves blending into the ground. Mushrooms are growing tall here, so control your emotions. But mostly that's what all the things that are coming through with me. But then the message is love that you are different. So we have all these different things. So my twin, he's got Anunnaki in him. He's got reptilian energy. That doesn't mean he's bad. It means he's got power. He's powerful. He's also got dragonfly wings. He's very attached to the astral realm and to his dreams and spirituality. He's very creative. I'm using him as an example because he is part Anunnaki. So love that you are different. This is not bad about you. The numbers 2 and 5, 2, everything's going the way it's meant to. 5, big changes. I wish I brought my book out so I could remember what the number 25 meant. I don't remember what that is at this moment. But they're asking you to love and embrace the fact that you're different. You're not supposed to hide that. You're not supposed to... Oh, and that's what I was talking about this morning in the reading that came to me. I was talking about how all the things that I was told as a child, all the things I speak too quickly, I am distracted easily. You know, I go off and, oh, look at there, a squirrel. You call it ADHD or whatever. I was never labeled that, but I bet that's what they would give me if I was a kid now. So I talk too fast. I talk too much. I'm distracted easily. All of these things that I always was told are not good about me, Spirit now uses because I realize they're my gifts. They're my gifts. They're not my flaws. They're my gifts. I speak quickly because I give a lot of information, and I need to give a lot of information. I don't notice details because I'm meant to notice details. I may go off and be pulled off, distracted, but I know how to get right back. If I'm distracted, it's because I'm meant to give you a message. That's what I do, but I always come right back. I know what I'm doing. So all of these things that I was told that were wrong about me are now actually, I realize that they're my gifts. And so this is you. You may have been thinking you're a freak. Look at this. Look at this freaky, weird-looking rabbit. This is a badass, awesome rabbit. This is a rabbit that you would find in, what is that place? I keep calling it Narnia. It's not Narnia. Avatar. What is that place? The land of Avatar. I can't think of that beautiful place that I would love to live. But that's the kind of animal you would see there in that place, right? So you're supposed to embrace that you're different, right? You have strength and you have weaknesses. Because the rabbit can be swift, but the rabbit can also be shy and timid, right? The snake can be sneaky and deceitful, but it can also be incredibly healing and transformative, right? The lion can be ferocious and rip your face off, but it's always also very courageous. It can be very proud and egocentric, but there's courage and protection. So you look at all of these different strengths, and all of them are worthy of love. You need to know all the aspects of yourself, honor them. Pay attention to the ones that you need to change, or you need to work on or strengthen or dampen down. You're never going to be who others expect you to be, and you should never expect yourself to be what somebody else wants you to be. I don't anymore. I like who I am. I like who I am a lot. I love who I am. I'm not at all conceited in any way whatsoever, but I really love who I've become. I've worked really, really hard at it, and it's really, really nice to realize that the things that I thought were so horrible about me are actually super wonderful. So that is about you absolutely loving yourself and being proud of yourself and accepting what you may have seen as something awkward, or instead of that, you're unique, right? You're unique. Don't be what others expect you to be. Be your own unique self. Love that you're different. And those differences, you need to love them, because that's what makes you this beautiful being that you are. Okay, the next message is the fawn. This is interesting to me because the fawn is half goat and half, well, fawn. You think about a deer, right? Half human and half animal. The fawn can be help you in the forest when you're lost, or the fawn can be deceitful and be a trickster. It's interesting to me. I'm a ram. I'm an Aries ram, and it's got the ram horns. But remember, we also were told about the acorn man coming. And look, that's an oak leaf. The acorn man is coming into my life. I know that for a fact, and he's a man of the forest. And it says, see yourself in nature. And you can damn be straight that I do. I see myself in the forest, absolutely. So they want you, imagine yourself there. I put myself in the forest all the time. I'm not there today, but I am there all the time in my dreams. this is a time of connecting to the natural world. That's what they want you to do. I see in the background there's a rune. We've got the trees connecting to nature. Oh, the wind is blowing, you guys. It smells so good with that incense going, and then the fresh air. And oh gosh, I love it. They want you to connect. It makes you it helps you get grounded, right? He's got this staff. He's got it wrapped, and on his staff, I don't know if you guys can see up really close, there's a crystal wrapped around there. So connecting to the crystal, right? Connecting to, and look, and what's interesting is this is a gateway, like going through the forest, but it also looks like a giant crystal. It looks like a giant crystal of selenite. Oops. Selenite is a cleaning crystal. It cleans other crystals, and it charges. It doesn't need to be charged. It's self-charging. So to me, that looks like a giant selenite crystal. And he's wearing a crystal, which to me, it could be turquoise. I'm saying turquoise, but it could be something else. Turquoise is about speaking your truth, speaking up. So they want you to explore who you are, explore the world, and who you are when you're in that place. They want you to peel away the judgments. Remember from the beginning or from this one, how others were expecting you to be a certain way. You may have been judged by others. So you need to peel away these judgments and love yourself for who you are. The trickster, remember, those people were very different. Their ideas were very different than mine, and I needed to be very careful. So they're asking you to go into the forest, go into the natural world, and see yourself there. And see your truest nature mirrored in what you see around you. Now, I absolutely connect with this entire picture. I am a ram. I grew up in the forest. I use crystals all the time. They're all around me. As you can see on my tables, I've got crystals in all of my plants. I wear crystals. I mean, they're everywhere. I use them for protection. This is probably a talisman that he's wearing for protection. He's wearing the acorn. I just love that he's the acorn man. You can even see the little acorn. I didn't even realize that. This is my acorn man coming from the forest. Yahoo! There's so many messages. So see yourself and in a situation, put yourself into that and see yourself mirrored. Now, how do you see yourself mirrored in the natural world? That's how I see myself mirrored in the natural world. This is my twin, right? That's the acorn man. So they want you to see your emotions and how do they affect you when you're in a place like that. What happens to you when you go into nature? For me, I get very, very calm, but at the same time, I'm very, very excited. It's a place of, gosh, I'm very grounded when I'm outside. I do almost all of my readings outside. Oops, sorry. We're in the light. I don't know why that's happening. I think I must have touched the screen. Okay. So, very, very calming, very, but at the same time, it's energizing, right? It's clearing, it's cleansing. Feels so good. Now my incense is gone, and now I'm smelling the fresh air, the lake air, and there's just like a slight breeze. I mean, don't you guys always prefer me to do readings outside, where you can look around and you can connect and see yourself mirrored, like on the lake. See yourself mirrored outside. What is it that brings out in you? What does it bring out of you? When you look at the branches and the trees that go up to the sky, imagine yourself connecting to spirit. Imagine yourself connecting in the forest, especially in the heart of the forest. See yourself in nature and then nature around you. It's very, very important for you at this time, specifically. What I want to talk to you guys about too, maybe I'll talk to you about it afterwards. It's about the sage. I went out and got sage, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll do it in a little while. All right. This is one of the messages that came up when I was there, and I freaked out because they were telling me, let go of the old. And they were telling me about, you got to let go of your twin. And I'm like, nope. The peacock is exactly telling you something different. And if I had recognized that when I first, instead of looking at the message or instead of looking at what they were trying to tell me, the peacock is about resurrection. This is about the phoenix. The peacock most resembles the phoenix rising. So the phoenix has gone, something has died down, and it rises from the ashes. And we were shown that something that we thought was dead and over was coming back to life. Well, I know it's not dead and over. It is coming back to life. And the peacock is saying, let go of the old. So what old do you need to let go of? 22. Things are happening the way they're supposed to happen. Divine blessings. So what are you supposed to let go of? Are they belief systems that no longer serve you? Yeah, that's what was for me. Belief systems, right? Let go of belief systems. Were you feeling that you were awkward? It's strange or different instead of beautiful and unique and fantastic? You need to let go of that. Are you blocking your own growth and your forward movement because you're afraid to end a chapter of your life? Is there something in your life that you're holding on to that you should let go, that doesn't serve you any longer? It's definitely telling you to say goodbye to what doesn't serve you and that is not holding a purpose in your life. You need to have an emotional, physical, spiritual cleansing. This is about spring cleansing in the fall. I went through my house today. I was cleaning and dusting. I rearranged things. This is what's going on right now. They're asking you to let go of the past. So maybe there's something in your house that you need to let go of. I found something in my house. Oh, Lily. Lily went over into the corner. Now, Lily represents my twin, right? And me, both of us, because we are both of us. And she was sitting over in the corner. I put her food there. Now, this is how Spirit guides us. I put her food in the corner. So Liger wouldn't get it, because he'll eat all her food, and he's huge. And so she kept going over, and it's my music corner. It's where I have my guitar and where I have my mountain dulcimer that my Papa Terry made me. Now, my Papa Terry and the people from Wisconsin, they're connected to this one that is not my twin. That's his father, actually. And Lily has been sleeping over in the corner, like sitting there in a really weird spot. And I said to her, "What are you doing over there? What are you doing over by?" And then I realized, wow, energy connected to those instruments. They came from that house. I love that house. I love those people. But there's certain energy that needed to be removed. And cats remove energy. That's what they do. You see a cat sitting in a weird spot, they're sucking up negative energy. There's nothing wrong with my Papa Terry and my Mama Sherri. I love them. But there is a connection to somebody from my past that has a past life connection that was to be severed, and that was the Leo. So Lily kept sitting in that spot. And so I took my selenite tower and I said, "It's okay, babe. You don't need to sit here anymore. I get it. Because there's nothing else in my house that belongs to any other man. And that didn't come from that man, but there was a connection there. And so I put my selenite tower there because selenite cleanses the area. And I said, it'll take it away. It'll cleanse your energy. So she sat there, and I rubbed her stomach, and I was massaging her stomach and working through the knots. She had knots in her stomach. And so it was upsetting to my twin's energy. And it upset me too, because I didn't realize that hadn't thought about that. And even though I saged my entire house out, it's still an object. And remember how objects absorb energy. So we need to clear things specifically, and the intention needs to be about clearing those objects. So that tower was placed there in order to clear her energy from what she absorbed, as well as those two instruments, because those instruments came from love, from somebody that I love very much. But there was something attached to them that needed to go. So that was, for me, something that I discovered. Spirit led me to it. In an odd, kind of strange way, right? That was a spring cleaning in my place. And it's time to let go of that past so that you can bring in what the future wants to bring in. So then, whoop, and then what does the future want to bring in? My cat. And what's interesting about this cat, I wonder if you guys will notice this. My cat, my twin is a panther, and I am the lion. And my cat is a liger, which is liger and tiger and lion together, the energy. But I think this is interesting. It's also a kitsune. Look at the color. The reddish, goldish hair. That's my hair color. I just had my daughter darken my hair, but if you can see if we can do it. Let's see. My hair is actually very, very auburn, and I deepen it. That's why I have the two different colors, but there's a lot of red in my hair. So I am the protector. I'm the friend, but then my twin is there as well with me. We're together. The cat represents balance. My cat led me to what I needed to take care of, right? And what's the message? Seek your destiny. That is my destiny. We're already one. This is the Divine Masculine. This is also Archangel Metatron's symbols up here. And we're in the forest, and it's the all-seeing eye that knows. Seek your destiny. The number 3, an Ascended Master helping you. Archangel Metatron, absolutely, but also Michael. Look at the blue. And 7, you're on the right path, and the outcome will exceed your expectations. Do you notice the ivy going up here? I find this very intriguing. This could be poison ivy. Poison ivy, remember how I got bit by poison ivy? Poison ivy attacked me. That was the psychic attack that I was getting by somebody connected to my twin, a woman from my twin's life, recent life. I was burned by her once, and then I got an immunity, and it came back. I got that, but it didn't hurt me. So, but ivy, poison ivy is a protection. People put poison ivy on their fences to protect their boundaries. And so that's what's going on here. This is a very sacred space for my twin and I, right? We are being guided by absolutely Metatron. He works with indigo children, crystal children, which is what my twin is. Absolutely. We are destined. We are from another planet. We are. And here's our energy, and we have protection on the outside. Don't cross our boundaries. Don't cross our boundaries. That's what I'm seeing for us. And I'm going to speak to you guys about kyanite, because I was going to talk to you about it in a couple minutes, but I'm going to show it to you again. Because do you see these wands right here in the trees? Those are the color of kyanite, and they look like kyanite wands. And what's interesting is when I got wrapped my sage, I'm going to be selling sage on my. I'm going to be wrapping it with crystals and infusing the crystals with Reiki, and I'm going to be selling them on my page. And I decided that I thought, well, I need to pick up some crystals. When I was at Lady of the Lake, I just wanted to make several just to try it out and see what they looked like before I put them on my page, right? Because a lot of people want white sage. White sage is amazing for clearing negative energy. It's very, very powerful. And I'm a Reiki master. So my sage will have crystals. It'll be wrapped in leather, which will it's grounded. They're wrapped in hemp. This is hemp string, and this is white sage. These are really heavy duty. Like, that's a big doobie. That's a big smoker, right? Let's smoke the place out. I will have this wrapped in down here, and there will be crystals and probably a couple other little things. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I was trying to put it all together, and I was playing with all the decks. Remember, I was trying to pick these decks out, and I had a few different ones I was looking at. Spirit was trying to stop me from spending money because I have to be careful right now. And all of a sudden the lights went off, and James says, "You got to go, girl." And I'm like, "Oh, wow." And I said, "Do I have time to get my deck?" And he says, "Yeah, don't worry." And then we're at the front, and he had this little bowl of crystals, and he says, "Would you like a free crystal?" And I said, "You know what, hold on." And I went over and I said, "How much are these?" And I grabbed, he says, "How many do you want?" And I said, 4. I don't know why 4. 4, because the angels are there, you're being protected, you're guided, you're loved, there's no reason for fear. But I picked up, isn't it interesting, that I picked up kyanite. This is kyanite. Look at the color of what I'm wearing. It's the color of kyanite. It's absolutely like denim. So my kyanite, don't these look like the kyanite? Actually, kyanite can come in a blue earth form. They also could be lapis, which is my twin stone. But kyanite, they look to me like kyanite wands. Okay? So kyanite, it wasn't a mistake that I picked up kyanite. It's not a mistake that there's ivy, poison ivy climbing up the sides of our oak tree. The acorn man comes from the oak. The acorns come from the oak tree, right? But there's poison ivy protecting us in our house. And Archangel Metatron is also working with us. But there's kyanite wands because kyanite does not retain negative energy. It never needs to be cleansed. And it aligns and balances all chakras. Often, very, very suddenly. And it can remove blocked energy. And I chose kyanite. So kyanite is going to go on my sage sticks. And blue kyanite is associated with the throat chakra. Right? So this is about speech. Now think about your throat chakra is connected to your ear chakras. So I needed to hear properly. I needed to clear out my ear chakras because what happened when I got hit by my night side when I was there, and I needed to hear my light side. So the kyanite, I grabbed all of that. When I was standing there, I'm like, I want this. I just went over of all the baskets. I grabbed kyanite. My higher self knew to grab kyanite, right? So this is here. I want to show you the different colors. See, it can be that color. So I saw kyanite wands, and I had already chosen these before I ever saw this card. I don't know any of the cards except for the ones that you guys have seen. So kyanite can be that color, or it can go to a denim color. So how cool is that for spirit leading and me being connected to my higher self when I calm down? Okay, so seeking your destiny. Also, it means balance, Sherri. Balance the dark and light, right? The yin and the yang, that's us together. So it's telling you, seek your destiny. So for you, I mean, I'm giving you all of these messages. I just use myself as an example. But for you, what is it this means for you specifically? Well, you've got a purpose, right? You've got a reason for being here. And you could have one of several different destinies. What is your destiny? I am a teacher. I am a light worker. I'm a teacher. I am meant to help others ascend. I'm also a twin soul facilitator because I'm a twin soul and I'm in a twin soul relationship. And who would know better to help somebody in twin soul relationships than somebody who's been going through it for 20 years, right? And all the ups and downs. And I didn't even know that I was going through it all that time, but I've learned a lot. So and we've got a lot of different destinies. What is your destiny? Seek your destiny, right? There could be many. Are you afraid to believe in the destiny that you have because others might laugh at you because they think you're strange or weird? They're telling you don't be. It could be as simple as just looking at what it is that you love. What is it that you love most passionately? Well, for me, the animal messengers. I love my animal messengers. I love nature. I love the forest. I love crystals, right? So I work with all of that. That is my destiny, to work with crystals, to work with animals, to work with plants, to be amongst nature, to be a teacher and use all of those gifts and the gifts that I have. Oh my God, I've got more to tell you guys. I've got more. This reading is not as long as I thought it was going to be, so I was freaking out for a second. I've got more to tell you that just hit me. I'm going to tell you in a second. But if you take a look at what you love, what your passions are, that's probably what your destiny is involving. Whatever it is that you're passionate about. So bring it into the light. And you're never going to know if you're afraid to step through that doorway. Go through that doorway into the esoteric. Go into your third eye. Find out what it is that Spirit's calling you for. Go into the stars. Find out what it is. Okay, I'm gonna answer something. I just heard something in my head. I heard somebody say, the Bible says, do not look to the stars for your answers. No, I'm not telling you to look to the stars for your answers. Our answers are within us, and that's what it means. Do not be looking to the stars for your answers, because we have our own answers. Doesn't mean that they don't mean anything. It just means we have our own answers. So do look to the stars. Look and see. Look at the signs that are there. Trust that everything that you hope and dream is going to be there waiting for you when you go after what it is that you have a passion for. That's our last card, and now I get to talk to you about what happened that I wanted to talk to you about. So exciting. When I was a child, I told you guys that I spoke the language of the animals, right? I literally spoke their language. I heard what they said. And I've been asking for Spirit to please bring me my language back. I wanted to be able to speak. I've got to unplug us. There. I wanted to speak to the animals again, especially with Lily, because she's not well, right? I wanted to help her, and I needed to know. And I thought, why can't I have my language back? I mean, it was the coolest thing in the world. I could literally just sit there and talk to a bird, or I could talk to I knew what they were saying to me. So I spoke about this the other night, and I said I was going to talk about it. It came to me. It's happened twice now, so now I understand it. The first time I wasn't quite clear on it, but now I get it. Okay, so I'm in my dream space, right? And I'm watching this conversation go on, and somebody says, did you eat, what was it? Hold on. Did you eat the donuts? And the girl says, no, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee, so if I don't drink coffee, I'm not even in the the break room. Well, where are the donuts? I know they put them out. Where are the treats? And the girl says, I don't know. And I wake up a few seconds later, and I look, and I see Liger and Lily are both up. It's like 4:30 in the morning, which is really interesting. The time. I think about it, 4:15, 4:30, something like that. And angels are getting my attention. So I get up and I look at them, and she's like looking at me like, Mom. She's standing right there, and Liger's looking at me like, Mom, where are our treats? And I kind of had a little tweak in my head. Oh, I just saw a little baby dragonfly go by. Little tiny baby. Super cool. Pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are giving you messages. That's what it's telling you. And they're valid. They're valid. And so I had this little, don't discount what you get. Don't discount what your intuition is telling you. But I did. I thought that's just kind of a little bit weird. So then I'm in my dream space the next night. And I watch this whole scene. And I literally, I think I want to read you my dream. Because the detail is so crazy, it'll blow your mind. It's not a long dream. Here, hold on. I have a dream journal. I write down all of my dreams every single night or every morning, whenever it is. Dreams. Okay, this is super cool. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. And this is how a spirit can help you in your dream space, right? In your dream time. Okay. Is this the one? I have so many. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, where is it? Oh, come on. No, that one's not it. I have, there's a lot actually that I could probably tell you about my dreams. Okay, so what it is, I'll just start to tell you, because I don't know if I can find it, and I don't want to make you guys wait. So I see this, this girl, somebody wants to escape. They're in a hospital, and they want to escape. And they go to this big guy, and this big guy's going to give them a ride, right? And so they're going to make a break for it. I literally watched them making a break for it. It's hysterical. And hold on. It was so funny. I want to read it to you. I've got so many. I've got so many. Um, okay, so we're in a hospital. I'll just try and remember it. We're in a hospital, and I'm one of them, right? So because I'm always there. I'm like the observer. I'm the observer. I'm a dream watcher. That's what I am. So this little girl, she's gonna make a run for it. The big guy's there, and she's like, "Will you give me a lift?" And he's like, "Okay." So and he goes like, "You know what? Hold on. I want to grab something to eat." And he goes, "You think anything's open at this time?" And she's like, "I don't know. We gotta go." And he's like, "I know, but I'm thirsty." And he says, I wonder if they'll open up for us at this time. I wonder if they'll open anything for us at this time." And then I see somebody being hugged and wrapped, and then I see this suspicious one. The girl, she goes, "Uh oh. There's something going on over there. There's something going on over there." And he's like, "No, there's not. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Look in those containers. There's something going on over there. They've got something hidden in those containers." And he goes, "No, they've raked up leaves. They're raking leaves. And that's all they're doing." And she goes, "I don't think so. I don't think so." And then I hear the guy says, "Oh, she's gonna make a run for it. She's gonna make a run for it. She's gonna come back. She always runs off, but she's gonna come back. You watch. She'll come back." And I woke up literally at that spot. I think I woke up at that spot. And I looked down, and on the floor are both my cats looking at me again. And I will tell you what the story was. Liger wanted treats. He wanted something to eat. It was 4 a.m. He's like, "Do you think that she'll open up this early?" And Lily was hungry. I heard her stomach growl. So I give her an opportunity to eat on her own. I always tell her, "I'll let you eat. If you'll eat, I won't have to feed you," because I'm having to feed her with a syringe ever since my landlord gave her heat stroke and destroyed her her liver that's ruined, and we're trying to get it back to healthy again. So I still have to feed her because she's not eating enough, and she's definitely emaciated, and so she doesn't like it, but she comes to me still when she needs to eat. She comes to me even though she doesn't want to eat. It's kind of like spirit giving us messages, and you can't force feed the messages, but never underestimate the power of planting a seed. So sometimes we got to give you these messages, and sometimes we don't like the messages that Spirit's bringing us, but they're for our highest good, right? So I talked to Lily like that, and I said, "Look, I know you don't like this, but it's for your highest good. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. When I say things to people, it's the same thing in readings. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not trying to upset you, but I have to tell you what's in your highest good. I'm not here to predict and give you a love reading. I'm here as a spiritual teacher," right? So I say to Lily, "This is in your highest good. If you would eat on your own, I wouldn't have to do this for you." But so what I did was I put down her treats. So Liger was saying, "Hey, you think they'll open up early at 4 o'clock in the morning?" And when she said they've got something suspicious going on in those containers, well, at first, and he says, "No, they've raked up leaves." Well, I have her little treats on her blanket, and they kind of all spread out. So I raked them all together. I was raking them together across the bed, and he goes, "See, they're just raking them up." But she went over and she sniffed them and she didn't eat them. So I said, "Okay, I'm going to have to do this." But while I was waiting for her to do that, because I always get my dreams, I get what's going to happen ahead before it happens, right? I hear it and see it before it occurs. So I was now watching unfold in front of my very eyes what I had listened to between my two cats. And she was saying there's something suspicious going on in those containers, because when she didn't start to eat, I quietly started getting her stuff together and in the different containers. And she made a run for it. And what I heard in my dream, she's going to make a break for it. And she did. She saw me and she's like, "Shit." So she makes books for this door. She comes running to get out this door, right? And I grab her and I wrap her in a towel, because I like to keep her like a papoose. I wrap her up in a little towel and I have to put it in her mouth. It's awkward, right? And so when I do that, she gets mad at me and she leaves. She runs off. So it's kind of like when our Father disciplines us, we may not like it. Or when a child's disciplined, they don't like it. You might not speak to somebody. I've said things to my twin before. He didn't want to hear it, and he got mad at me and he took off. But you know what? I have to tell you what the truth is, right? I'm doing it to help you. I'm not doing it to be mean to you. And so with Lily, after I fed her, she made a break for it. She made a run. And Liger literally was laughing. He was like, "God, she always tries to make a run for it, but she always comes right back." So she ran out the door. As soon as I finished, I said, "Okay, you can go." And I put her down on the ground, and she took off out the door. And I waited, and I was kind of cleaning things up. And seriously, like 3 minutes later, she came walking right back up to me. And it was like Liger's going, see, I got to tell you, I am hearing my cats talk. That is the coolest thing in the world for me, because I have asked to have my language back, and now I realize that I am hearing them. I'm just hearing them in my dream time, but I am literally hearing them, their conversation. And I've gone back now in my dreams, and I have figured out other things that they have been saying. Oh my God, it's the most amazing thing. Now, my cats represent my twin and I too, so it's also showing me something else that's going on that I know personally, and it's private. But that's, how cool is that? And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. All right, that's it. That's our reading, and we are at an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was nice to sit out here for you. I got to get going because I got plans, but I'm all ready to go, so that's okay. I'm going to go and upload this quickly, and I want to thank you guys for following me. And if you would like to like these videos and share them, I would really appreciate it, because and I forget to ask that, because there's so many other people that could benefit from the messages that Spirit has to bring out. Also, if you would like to subscribe to my page, you will be given notification. You won't have to look for the readings, they'll just come to you. I appreciate all of you guys supporting me and being there. I really like comments. I love the feedback that I get. I would appreciate more. Any donations that you've made to my work on my website is incredibly appreciative. I work very, very hard. I do probably 75% of my work. It's been 95% of my work has been free, and I've now chosen to say that I'm now going to do 65% of my work for free, and the rest will be, I expect compensation for. I feel that that's fair. I decided that because in a marriage, in a relationship, in a partnership, Spirit says we're supposed to give 150%, 125%, right? You don't give 100%. You always give more. So if I were to give 50-50, I'm not giving, I need to give more. So I give 65%. Now, I was way out of balance because I was giving 95%. I was working for free 95% of the time. And that's not cool, because it takes my energy. It's what I've worked very hard at. I should be compensated for it, and money is energy, and we need that in this world for trading and bartering, right? So any donations that you make to my work on my page, I is very appreciative. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com. If you would like help with dream analysis, with a life coach, I've got life coach session bundles. If you'd like private readings, I'm available for that as well. I'm a dream analyst. I can help you with that. So my website is sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. SherriColumbus. I just saw something else at Yahoo. I just saw something else. Somebody has got a partner. These two. There's another one. I don't know if you guys can see it against the light, but there's a partner. Two spiders creating, and they're taking a risk, and they're going out. Oh my God, this is an amazing twin flame message. Two of you striking it out, going to the edge. And that was the one thing I spoke to you guys about when I was up in the mountain. Both cats, when I took them up there, even though they were both afraid driving up, both of them went to the edge. And I said, what is it about you guys that you just want to take it to the edge? Because we do. Because my twin and I do. And look at that. On the very, very tippy of the palm tree. I've never seen that before, ever. And there's the two of them. They look exactly the same size. They've already caught several things. So go to the edge. Go to the edge to capture what it is that you need to create. And sometimes you're going to have to go to the edge. Sometimes you're going to have to just take a risk, a leap of faith, but it's going to pay off. That's what they're showing you. So my website or my email, sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. And that would be a good place for you to write to me once you've chosen whatever it is that you want me to help you with. Once you've chosen what it is and you go to my PayPal, I will be notified. But my email address is the fastest way to get a hold of me. I check my email all the time. And so that way we can decide what it is that you want to have done, when you want to do it, and how we're going to do it. Okay? All right, you guys, have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. This is nice for me. I'm super, super hungry, and I'm ready to go for my dinner date. So you guys have a beautiful night, and we will speak again soon. Love you.